Do you think that in life, if you're trying to be very successful, you should go like the Elon Musk route, which is many fucking businesses that are like super different, or do you think you just pick one business and just go really hard
I
at
think
that?
different things work for different people.
Right.
Different things work for different people. I think for that, as long as you're playing to your strengths, that's what you should do. I mean, there are people. Let's take Floyd Mayweather. I've heard people laugh at Floyd Mayweather, be like, "Oh, Floyd Mayweather, he can't even read and write properly." And I'm like, well, he became a billionaire still. So how dumb is he? If you're broke, saying, "Oh, Floyd Mayweather can't read or write," and he became a billionaire through not just fighting, but obviously owning his own promotions company. Again, it's intellect applied to the real world. Does he have the same type of intellect as Elon Musk? No. Albert Einstein that once said, if you measure all the animals' intellect by their ability to climb trees, you'll have a goldfish in a bowl who will sit and believe his whole life that he's an idiot. You know? You're measuring people on different
with
things.
the wrong test.
Yeah, so I mean, people like Floyd Mayweather, again, it's intellect applied to the real world. So how is he not smarter than some brokey sitting at home being like, Floyd Mayweather's dumb? Is he dumb?
His boxing intellect, I guess, if you analyze
you have to be super smart to it. You have to be a next level of intelligent to box like he is.
He's making millions of decisions every millisecond while he's tired, while he's getting hit.
Yeah, so again, that's a real case of intellect applied as well. I don't see how anyone could call him stupid. You know, there are lots of people online, lots of haters who will say to people like me and Andrew, "Oh, you two are just dumb. You're new money. You're this, you're that." I'm like, well, I've done all right, haven't I? Yeah. Plus, I think new money is a compliment.
Right, me too. What do you get if you're old money?
When people say you're new money, they try and do it to try and cheapen you and act like you're somehow less than old money people. I'm like, let's rephrase it. Let's not call it new money anymore. I have to describe myself, but instead of saying I'm new money, I say I come from a family with nothing and I made hundreds of millions by myself. That's what new money means. So when you say it that way, it sounds super cool. Whereas an old money person will say, my father was the CEO or the owner of Mercedes and now I'm a billionaire because my father was rich.
I was born. That's what you say.
I feel like new money is a compliment. And I know good old money people, good new money people, but I take it as a compliment. Yeah. I don't think it's an insult at all. So when people throw that insult at me, and you know who throws that insult at me?
Well, new money people. Old money people.
Poor people. I'm telling you, when you walk into a room with my net worth and you're with some old money people and some new money people, no one gives a shit. But it's broke people with no money that will insult me and say, "Oh, you're new money." I'm like, "You're no money." Old money people like me. I got loads of old money friends. Loads.
Yeah.
And they all respect
you.
Yeah.
They're like, you're like what my dad did back in the day.
Exactly. It's poor people who will call you new money.
You're no money.
Yeah, they're no money. Who gives a shit what they think? Yeah. They got nothing.
I guess this would be an interesting question for some young hustlers out there. If you had to start from life from beginning, no money, no connections, $100, you have any ideas of how you'd go about doing that, navigating it?
Well, I mean, now it's very easy. If I knew everything now that I knew back then.
No, let's say you didn't know, because you could just buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, exactly, I'd buy Bitcoin. Yeah. But I wouldn't do anything differently. I guess to rephrase the question, what advice would I give to the young men of the world today? I would say that the world has become much harder in lots of ways, but it's also become much easier in lots of ways. I mean, me and Andrew have programs like The Real World, the online educational platform. That,
18 ways?
18 different millionaires teaching 18 different wealth creation methods. Wow. And there's a health and fitness professor in the group as well. So there's so many resources, I think, at hand for younger people. Not just resources that I have. The internet as a whole is a resource that I didn't have when I was young. The internet was very new when I was young. I mean, I was still trying to make money in sales by making phone calls through phone books and stuff. So I feel like the world is a lot easier if you're willing to do the work and apply yourself and use the tools available to you. I think that we live in an amazing new world full of, new opportunities and new ways of getting information and applying information. Just take advantage of it. It's the silver lining. Don't waste all your time on social media. Don't sit there scrolling on TikTok. If you were to tell someone in the 1950s, I have a device, it's 2023, and there's a device in my hand, and almost all of human knowledge is contained within this device.
Yeah.
I can find out anything. I can learn anything from this device. Do you think that man from the 1950s would use it to look at photos of cats or whatever people do on TikTok?
That's true, actually.
Girls pretending to eat digital ice cream. My point is, it's what tools do you have? You have so many more tools than I had when I was younger. I'm not even that old yet. But take advantage of it and don't be distracted by the poison that can be propagated by the same methods. Don't be distracted by TikTok. Don't be distracted by pornography. Stay away from all of that garbage and use the tools at your disposal. And it's surprisingly easy to be successful if you do that.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities now. Anything, you can do anything. Like the internet you spoke about as a place to get information, but even the internet alone, amount of opportunities there are to do there. Even TikTok. If you want to use TikTok, be a Be an uploader, be a producer.
Yeah, exactly. Be a creator and not a
consumer.
Not a consumer.
Facts.
All the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I guess if I were to ask you, when you and Andrew were growing up and making these videos, would you say that a certain aspect of it was just like playing a character? Because I understand controversy, I understand how that gets views. You don't get famous by saying the grass is green, the sky is red.
Well, we said things in a way that's very abrasive, and we did it on purpose. And the reason we are as famous as we are is because a lot of these videos blew up. So if I were to speak in a very polite way now, I'd say, look, I pay the bills, I have the house, I treat my woman exceptionally well. You know, she has a very good life, she has all the best, nicest things that she likes.
Yeah.
So, in exchange, when I wake up in the morning, I expect her to make me a cup of coffee. I feel like it's the least she can do. I like having a cup of coffee in bed before I get up. I'd expect the woman to do that. Most people would be like, yeah, I agree. But 10 years ago, I would have said,
make me coffee.
I'm the fucking big boss, and I make all the money. So if I say, bitch, make me a cup of coffee in the morning, she better bring it. And I say things in an abrasive way. They mean the same thing. But if I said it in a more polite way, a lot more people would agree. But it's the fact that we were polarizing. Some people hated us and some people liked us. That's actually the key to our success. So I didn't play a character in a way of saying things I didn't mean. I said things that I meant, but I said them in a way that I don't typically speak. Because people watch my old videos, they say, Tristan, when did you become so well-spoken and polite and articulate? And I'm like, I've always been that guy. But I used to say things in a different way because it was funny. And plus I was speaking to 400 people, 500 people would see one of my videos. It didn't matter. I didn't have that world-shaking impact. Because if a young boy woke up and said to his mom, bitch, make me a cup of coffee right now, and I found out about it, I'd slap him around the face and say, speak to your mother with respect. But I do understand that there's content that I made when I was in my 20s where, you know, I don't sound so polite and so well informed because it was fun. I'm making videos on the internet. Let's see what goes viral.
No, but I think the net impact was definitely positive because even if you lured them in with a certain unpolite video, when they watch the whole long form video and the amount of information and positive stuff that you enforce in them, the amount of teaching that you tell them to go gym, work hard, that's how you be a man. If it took you that unpolite video to lure them in to watch that video.
And I still do it today on very serious issues. So instead of saying, like most people do, hi gentlemen, what I think you should do is you should work out an hour a day because, you know, it helps your health and being healthy is great. I say, take off your shirt when you wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror. Are you a fat fuck? You might be. Are you a skinny fuck? You might be. If you are, fucking fix it because I see you as a fat fuck and the girl you want sees you as a fat fuck. So if you can't see yourself as a big fat fuck, then you fucked up. So I will still speak in that way because it gets people, it lights a fire underneath them, you know?
They need the fire.
Yeah, more so than just, you should work out because it's good for you. No, I want them to take their shirts off and look at themselves in the mirror and say, do I look like a man? Or do I look like a fucking big fat piece of shit? So I still do it to this day. So the tactics haven't changed. And I think it's a way of communicating my message to a very large audience. But I don't think I've ever said anything really, really offensive. I mean, in my 20s, certainly, and people pull up these videos all the time. I was young, just made myself a millionaire for the first time. I was living life. I used to talk about how many women I used to meet and how many women I used to sleep with and stuff. Now, if anyone asks me about my private life or my sexual life, I don't talk about it, 1. 2, I'd much rather say, which is the truth, if you want women, build yourself into the best version of yourself. Be a gentleman, be polite. But, you know, I was a 26-year-old with millions of dollars. For the first time in my life, I just started to get famous. Of course I was running around doing the shit that I was doing.